now.
Okay.
Here we are. Woo!
Oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next part of the story. Let's see where we get tonight. Hope everyone is doing well this week before Christmas week. There's no drop in our schedule. We'll be with you next Monday too, as far as I know so far. So we're glad you're here and hope you enjoy what we've got put together. I don't have anything special tonight, so unless someone else does, I think we are ready to roll into it.
There. We should just point out, because we take it for granted, got the whole crew.
Got the whole crew. Nobody works tomorrow, so we're going 10 hours tonight.
I work tomorrow.
Oh, you don't work tomorrow. You guys don't work tomorrow. You're crazy.
You guys have jobs?
What's that?
All right. So, where we left off, the party had spoken with the king, and the king had sent out his children to verify the story that the heart tree had been purified. So they spent some time relaxing and settling down, and into just working on some of the things that they had. And somebody's a little scratchy tonight. I don't know who it is. Hopefully it's not me. While they were settling down, Grayson was pulled to the side again by a mysterious stranger and was given some interesting information. So the party took to discussing it and devised a plan to sneak in and verify the information. So, and that's where we are as Grayson was leaving the armor shop.
Yes.
He ran into Buthok.
Comes out with full plate. He's like, I need this.
Yep.
All right. And the story is yours.
What are you doing here, Buthok?
We finished the investigation. It took much less time than anticipated.
And? Do they believe us now?
Kelthalis does, and should be reporting to the king shortly. I'm sure by next morning time, the king will be ready to discuss.
Well, that is good news. Some of them were getting quite antsy down here with nothing to do.
Yes, I am happy to report that some of the budding trees are beginning to bud again.
Well, I must tell my compatriots of this.
Yes.
So I take it you'll be with us tomorrow?
Of course. I could use a nice rest and relaxation in the inn. It's been a long day, and my tail does hurt.
All right, well then I will see you at the end.
I'll head there now.
Well, I'm heading that direction myself.
Then let us walk together. How has your rest been here?
Well, I've gotten some things done that needed to be done. I can't complain. The shops here have been extremely worthwhile.
They have collected many things over generations.
Well, I think prices are a little on the higher side when they don't do any trading with anybody but themselves, but can't blame a cheapskate for trying.
It could be so.
But I do have a question.
Yes?
I heard a rumor
I'm
about
sure.
the Broken King.
Oh.
And you being a druid might have noticed something. Hear tell he's a vampire.
He just kind of looks at you and eyes wide. Oh, I am not aware of this story.
Not so much of a story. Just heard. In my background, he doesn't exactly stick out. But he's not of right mind either.
He cares very much for his people.
I understand that. But there's being mindful, and then there's being cowardly.
Great strain rests upon his brow with what happened at the Heart Tree.
Yes, but both of his children seem well enough and able-bodied enough.
That they are.
And he refuses to listen.
An elvish king has a lot of pride, and they don't step down. They rule till death here.
Yes. The ego of most royalty.
Kelthalis is very hot-headed. To rule may be a little early.
Well, if anybody was to rule, I don't think I would have chosen Kelthalis.
Lucidia would also make a good ruler, and they haven't had a queen in many years.
She seemed to have a strong head about her.
She is very strong, much like her mother was.
And what happened there?
Her mother passed after Lucidia was born. But I knew her for many years.
So, after seeing what we said had happened, what do you take of the chances of the king deciding to return to his homeland?
I'm afraid, friend Grayson, I can't speak on what the king might do.
Well, you've known him just as long, haven't you?
I have, but as you said, his mind is not the clearest.
That could be a problem.
Yeah. Help an old turtle back to the inn. And he kind of grabs your arm and balances himself as he waddles forward.
Let him lean up on me and we head back.
All right. While this is going on, what are the rest of you doing?
I was just left alone in the room, right?
Yeah. You were concentrating
we're plotting.
on the circlet. Yeah.
Yep. I'm still concentrating on the circle.
Yep, and I've laid out some papers. And I've drawn like a very rudimentary picture of the tree. And because of my expertise in architecture, I can kind of pinpoint. I'm attempting to pinpoint where the possible points of entry are.
Okay.
Nemoria. I think that this would be the best avenue for Zoramir, and which means we need to be over here to distract as only we can do.
Is there anything you want me to help you on with your newfound gadget?
Well, that's maybe that's tempting, but another time we need to prepare for what is to come. You see here where there is the possibility of Zoramir climbing to a point of access.
I still have them. I really, I'm his biggest cheerleader, but I still have just something nagging at me. I just don't know if this is going to be good or not. I know he wants to do it, but I think I got to side with Grayson. I know I don't agree with him all the time, but I think I kind of agree with Grayson. I think we may be sending him to his last and final hoorah.
Well,
because he has sticky fingers and he doesn't know when to not touch things.
Grayson, if I can assess this correctly, is torn on the issue. Part of him wants us to know with finality the king's disposition, and the other part thinks that Zoramir will catastrophically fail.
Well, I know it's still ultimately up to Zoramir, to make that decision, but I just don't think we should pressure him into doing something that he's uncomfortable with doing.
True. I'd rather keep our small companion in one piece.
Yeah.
Here, come. Here, hold this for me. I'm gonna hand him the battery compartment I just took out of my staff. And there's like, I need a second pair of hands on this.
Sure.
Yep, and just hold this right here. You see how pristine this looks?
It is.
We've been working on cleaning off these posts here, and so we're making good progress on this. Much more than I would have ever thought from when we found it. If you'll remember, this was nothing more than a stick with smudgy looking symbols.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly looking when we got it out of that chest. So what does this do right here? So if I stick my finger down in this hole, like right here.
Be careful.
What?
If
There's
you
no battery.
yes, you could do some damage to yourself. Leo.
Yes.
Yes. Now our plan is to continue cleaning these posts and rebuilding the polymer in between the two diodes.
Yes.
Okay, and you agree? This is your original creation.
Yes. If you look, you can see the connections are not real pure there. They must require the finest attunement of processing for the maximum potential of power.
This is correct. Nemoria, we need to continue to refine this here. We cannot have any impurity.
Just push the wires back in, right? And just push them around. And I'll just hold this right here. I mean, it's just...
Yes, just right there.
Yeah.
Oh, be careful.
Okay.
And we'll continue to work on that for a little while.
Okay. How long do you want to work on it?
What do you think, Nemoria? About 2 hours?
What time of day is it? Out of character. What time of day is it?
It's pretty early. You guys, you went down for breakfast. You kind of discussed this. Grayson stepped outside to go do some things. So I would say it's probably 11-ish, 10, 11 in the morning.
Okay. How long has it been since Grayson left?
An hour.
Okay, so we'll work on it till he gets back. So if that's an
Okay.
hour or 2 hours,
That's one attempt.
That ends up working out. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna use Flash of Genius on it.
Okay.
22. Oh, sorry, 27.
That's a better roll. That is a success.
Okay.
Well, I'll help you for a little bit, but I mean, if it's kind of early today, I might want to see if I can go out and get another follower. Maybe try, for Eastob.
This is good. Would you care for company? If not, I'll keep working.
Always, yes. I like having you company. Maybe with your looks, you can scare them into following Eastob. Get my drift?
Is that the intent? Fear?
No, that was a joke.
Oh.
You cars are all
Ha ha.
Zormir,
Shield, by the way.
Zormir, what are you doing?
Can I do anything else on the tuning?
Well, it's been an hour, so you're attuned.
Put it on.
Yeah, I'll put it on. And...
You see his form shift, and you see an elvish woman or a human woman sitting there with long, flowing, dark hair and green eyes.
Wow.
What do you see?
Not bad looking.
If I didn't know you as Zoramir, I would have thought that you were quite stunning.
Nemoria, stop looking at me with those eyes.
Well, you are, I hate to say, you're pretty.
Is there a mirror in the room?
This is a very confusing situation.
What the heck? What do you guys see? I'm gonna go look over at a mirror.
So you go and look at a mirror, and you see what they're seeing.
Whoa. Oh, I kind of
Right.
like this. This might come into handy, not just here. This is
Take it
gonna-
off, put it back on again.
This is. I lift it up.
Okay.
And do I revert back to normal?
Yeah. As soon as you take it off, just whoop, it goes. You go back to your normal halfling self.
I put it back on and admire myself a little bit more. This is going to take my my business up to a new level here.
As soon as you
Ooh, I
put it
like
on,
this.
You see yourself get wider in the mirror as you turn into a rotund, bald man with like a white crown of hair around there and just one long strand for his beard. But your belly is about as wide as Zormir sideways.
So what?
Oh
one-
dear. I think I liked the other form better. Much
Did you-
more pleasing to the eyes.
I quickly take it off again. I didn't like that one.
What happened to taking yourself to new heights? I mean, people aren't,
Some take to new heights, others
Yeah.
take to new widths.
Yeah, exactly. You'd
This
definitely
is-
be unnoticed.
This thing isn't permanent, right?
Look in the mirror.
Oh, I breathe a sigh of relief. I put it on one more time.
You put it back on and you have like you see yourself with a really dark complexion, like a blackish goatee, slicked back black hair with a ribbon tied holding it back in the back. You're very attractive, like golden eyes, a purple robe with a golden sash going across.
This is. What do you think, guys? This is a good look for me.
Yeah.
I feel very disturbed by this.
Are you feeling things that you never thought you would, Blaylock?
I'm thinking that knowledge sometimes is not always the best thing.
Ooh. Maybe I should give this a shot at one of the shops. Maybe down in the kitchen. See
Okay.
what I can get away with.
Just
So-
keep in mind that you are not known to anybody. If someone seems a stranger that they're not familiar with, that may raise alarms.
And as you
We're
turn
strangers,
around,
are we?
as you turn around from the mirror, the door cracks open and you see Grayson walk in. Grayson, you see this darker skinned man standing there. And of course, Blaylock's got his staff out working, and Namori's over there with him.
I'm gonna walk right up to Grayson.
Well, at least we know it still works.
Wait, does he still have his same voice?
Um,
I don't know.
no, it's definitely it's a bit deeper, and there's a hint of an accent there.
He turns into a woman who has a deeper voice.
Yeah.
Hey there, big guy.
Well, it's not like I didn't know who was what was going on when I left.
What do
With
you
the
think?
circlet, I really think. I mean, it may work.
Grayson, we have a plan. Care to
Yeah.
sit down?
I don't know if that's going to be necessary now.
Oh,
Uthok and the party are back.
oh. Oh, good. We can have Zoramir another day without being behind bars. I mean, this was going to go well.
Yeah. What he said.
I thought you were the intelligent one. Anyway, Uthok says that there's been a lot of good growth, and now that they believe us, we should be having an audience again soon.
I hope it's sooner than 2 days.
If it be when it be, royalty takes their time, man.
Yeah, that they do, but if not, that gives me plenty enough time to get some more followers for Ishtab.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, about your dilemma, do you just wish to wait, Grayson?
Well, I'm not openly going to attack a king in his own kingdom.
Hmm.
I'm not stupid.
Hmm.
But
Oh,
this is something that needs to be addressed.
Zoramir, you can keep that. I have found little use for it.
I can keep this?
Yes,
Thank you, Blaylock. This is amazing.
it
You're
may
just
suit you
asking
well.
for trouble.
That's not going to be good.
I'm gonna put it in my bag real quick and clutch my bag close to me before anybody can even think of taking it back.
So he shuffles it down in there. Of course, taking it off, his form reverting back down to a halfling, and shoves it into the bag and kind of looks at you guys as he holds the bag closed at his side.
Just know, if you do cause trouble, I will be taking that from you.
Yeah, that's if you can tell who I am, Grayson.
Well, we're in a underground city full of elves.
I'll just put it on and off until I get an elf.
Idiot.
That can't be good for your body if you continue to change at that rapid of a pace.
It was a little tingly. Kind of liked it.
Anyways, like I said, Uthak is back. He will be in the inn. And I walk over to the bed and I open up the bag and I pull out the 2 sets of armor and shield.
What's that for?
It's for you.
I look confused. You say for me?
Don't make me regret it. I walk back out, go to the tavern.
I'll
Okay.
look at Blaylock and Nemoria.
So is that shield for me? Is that for me?
Yes, we had it engraved. Priestess of Ishtab, you can see here.
So as you look at the shield, you
um,
see this metallic purple kind of oil slick look that shimmers in the light, and emblazoned on it is it looks like a female priest holding a warhammer up in the air, and across the top you see POS.
So
Does he
Well,
read
what's
Elvish?
Oh yeah, it's in Elvish, so you don't know what it says.
what is this? What's this say, guys?
Wait, do I? I know what it says because I asked him to say it, but
You know what it says, but none of you can speak Elvish. That was
Oh, I was
So-
trying to remember who could read Elvish as my brother.
Yep.
we asked him to engrave it, and it says Priestess of Ishtab.
Oh, that's awesome. I really love the color, man. This is awesome. Grayson, you did this for me?
I left the room.
Yep, he's already left.
Oh,
Nemoria,
Grayson!
Nemoria, I wouldn't touch that. This is really fishy. Why would he just buy us stuff?
Yeah, being nice. Oh,
I
well.
think we're paying him too much.
Well,
This is a lot of money. Where'd you guys get all this money?
Grayson is very good with his money.
This is how much this did you guys come across money and not tell us?
Grayson is very good with his money.
Does this seem trapped to any of you?
Blaylock, roll a deception. Since they keep asking you about it.
Technically, it's true. I'm the only one that hasn't spent all my money.
It's true, but he's intentionally trying to hide something.
Can you get a 0?
Yes,
Because I rolled a 3 and I have a -3 to deception.
that is amazing. You guys feel that Nemoria and Zormir, you feel like something is up, something is amiss, but Blaylock's not changing his story or saying anything different.
Okay.
This doesn't seem right.
I mean, I can take it back and give it to Grayson.
No.
Oh, that's okay.
Because I
mean, it's
particularly
purple.
like
I mean, it's my favorite color.
Look at my armor. This is very nice.
Yeah. So, wow. Well, I appreciate you being generous. I mean, it's
Grayson,
nice.
not me. Grayson.
Are you guys robbing Sharana without me?
He is very good with his money.
Just here, so don't get fined.
I'm going to go to another room, and I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna skedaddle out of there.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I have some business to attend to out of this room.
Oh, okay. Dormant, look at this shield. This is nice.
Mm.
I wonder what this says across the top. Don't you read?
That's
Elven?
words?
You read Elven, don't you?
I get kind of sorrowful. No, that was Alvaron. That was my brother, Nemoria.
All right.
If he was here, he would have told you what that said.
Well, I'm sure I find somebody can read it and tell me what this means and what it says.
He told you what it said. It says Priestess of Ishtab.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I could have swore it interrupted him, told him that he didn't know.
It didn't say it. You can't read it, but he told you what it said.
Oh, okay. You can rewind and set that 10 seconds out.
Yep. All right.
I'm gonna start taking off my old armor and putting the new armor on.
Okay.
Right there.
All right.
Right there.
Doesn't take you
And
too long.
All right. Oh, this feels good. How do I look, Nemoria?
Looks pretty dashing.
That's what I like to hear. All ready for the next bit of combat.
Yeah, maybe you can stay alive a little longer this time.
As long as you have a diamond on you, I don't have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I sure do like my shield.
That does look pretty nice. I'm gonna take out my rapier. Let's see how it works.
Okay, that'll work. So I'll hold my shield up.
I'll take my rapier and take a whack at it.
Okay, roll an attack roll.
Oh, 13.
He just takes the shield and whacks the blade away.
Good try. That's nice. It works. That's all I need.
Doesn't look like it even scratched the coloring on it.
No, it didn't, did it?
Mr. Blacksmith there does a good job.
Yeah. Oh, that's just pretty cool, man. So I'll have to, I don't know, maybe I'll go sell this other shield. Might as well sell it before we leave so we don't have to carry it around.
Yeah, I should probably get rid of this old armor here. I don't think I'm going to need this anymore.
Not with what you got. That's pretty nice looking.
Maybe I'll try to sell it to a fellow citizen of the town.
Oh boy. Okay.
You have a problem with that?
Well, you shouldn't, but or at least get a fair amount for it, but don't try to kill somebody with it. Trying to steal and take every last dime they have.
This is worth a few hundred gold, right?
I don't know. I have no idea, but it's probably not. But you can try what you want.
Well, maybe we should see how much Mr. Blacksmith will give me for it first. I guess that is easier.
Out of game. You said you changed in front of Nemoria, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what you look like under your armor, right?
Oh.
Nope, that happened.
Oh. Yep.
Nemoria.
So, Nemoria, Zoramir just changed in front of you.
There's some hard metagaming going on right now.
Oh.
I'm wanting people to be honest. I'm keeping it honest.
Hard
Yeah,
metagaming.
I like that. I was looking at the bits. I did notice.
Okay,
Zoramir?
no, you just said you were looking at the bits, so this is how it is.
That's not out of the bag yet.
Wait a minute. How long does it take to put on leather armor?
You can do it in an
Yes,
action. So to don and doff.
Okay.
6 seconds.
No.
That's really quick.
No, it's
Straps and everything else. Let's be honest now.
Man, that completely slipped my mind there.
Grayson wants to see Zoramir with his little chest hair.
maybe Nemoria was staring quite extensively.
Clawing my
Either
eye.
way, what do you guys want to do?
I didn't see it, so I'm just gonna carry on.
Okay. He has an interesting set of bits. All right. Grayson, you went out to see Buthok.
I just went out to get some to drink.
Okay. All right. So now we're at that part of the day. Just going to go round table. Nemoria, what are you planning on doing?
I'm gonna go get me some followers for Easter.
Okay. How many hours do you want to do that?
He said it's gonna be about noonish.
Yep.
So
By the time you get out.
Huh?
By the time you get out, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do 4 or 5 depending on how much time we got. Then
Okay.
the king calls.
All right. Blaylock, what are you going to do?
Equal amount of time working on the staff once my room is clear.
Okay. How many hours?
So we'll say 5.
All right. Let's go ahead and do yours because yours takes less time to do than others. Go ahead and roll those 5 times. Just give me the numbers.
Yeah, and I gotta check my make sure I have Flash of Genius all set up on those. I don't think I have that many, but I want to make sure. Okay, so I get Flash of Genius on 4 of the 5.
All right. Roll them up.
Okay, that one is a 4.
That's a failure.
That's failure. And next one is a 20.
That's a success.
19.
Success.
No, that comes out to 7.
That's a failure.
20.
Okay. It's a success.
And one more, I believe, right? And 23.
All right. You spend a lot of time working on that.
Lots of time with old Leo.
Zoramor, what
More, that's a new one.
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I am gonna go out and I'm gonna put the circlet on, and I'm gonna go out into the town.
Okay. To do what?
And then I am going to approach a random traveler.
All right.
Somebody
So
that's
we'll deal
walking
with that here in a second then. Let's go ahead. Grayson, are you doing anything specific or do you have something more story
Yeah, I'm
related?
going to, while I'm drinking at the table, I'm going to work on the whip.
All right. Let's go ahead and do that. How long do you want to work on it?
You said a total of what? They're doing what for how long?
They're going 5 hours.
Well, I ain't got nothing else to do, so I'll go 5 hours.
Okay.
Just in there sipping on wine and dicking around with the whip. Okay.
All right.
18 plus 5, so
Success. That's 1.
natural 20.
Ooh, a natural. That's the first one. First one of someone working on something. So that's 2 successes.
Dirty 20.
Okay, that's a success.
$17.
Just failed.
Okay. And the last one. Nope, another 17.
You are halfway done, by the way. And I should tell Blaylock to... Blaylock, you, I think, are a little over halfway with that particular thing. Yeah. All right. Now let's get Nemoria out of the way.
Back, I got copies.
I'm just a piece of trash. Throw me out of the way.
So you got 5 attempts. So let's roll it up. Your first one.
Whammies.
Okay. Roll it up.
No whammies. No. Ooh. 17.
That is a success. You're able to convince. All right, your next one. Roll it up with advantage.
Nat 20.
Okay, so that is another success. You don't get anything for a nat 20, unfortunately. You can't force it down someone's throat too much. All right, next one with disadvantage.
Of course, disadvantage. Oh, that would have been a 6.
That's failure. And that was number 3. Yeah.
Yep.
There's number 4. Roll it up with disadvantage.
Oh my goodness. Freaking 14. I had an 18 for that.
And last one. Straight roll.
So I take that was a no-no. 4.
That is a failure also.
Of course.
So you gained 2 more followers.
Yeah. And while I'm out and about, if I happen to walk by the armor shop, I'm going to turn my shield in.
Okay.
See how much-
Just to expedite the process, he offers you 5 gold pieces for your shield.
All right. I'll take it.
Okay. All right. We're now at Zoramir. What are you gonna do?
I am going to go up to a passerby on the street with a baby dragon horn held out.
All right. Can I
I have the
help
circlet
you?
on as well too.
Okay. So this time you kind of look like a Chris Hemsworth Thor, golden hair with eyebrows and very well built and kind of a leather chest piece and muscle bound. Slight Australian accent. You know, the works.
Should I try and butcher an Australian accent?
Go for it.
I cannot do that.
Yes, how can I help you today?
Hey, sir. This is horribly embarrassing. My family and I we're in tough times, and we've come to selling stuff to random people. I hope you can help me out. Would you buy this for me? I'm not asking much. Just
How did you
15
get
gold.
into the Vey? I haven't seen you around here before.
I came in with one of the last group of people that came through. Did you not see? We were passing through the forest and he invited us in.
Who?
I believe his name is Buthok?
I haven't seen you with Buthok. Roll a deception.
16?
Okay. I'll take you at your word, but what do you have?
But I have this horn. I've held it for a while, but it's not necessary for life, and I must part ways with it. I hope you would buy it for me to help my family.
Yes, I see. That looks like it was removed from some dragonkin of some sort.
It was. They are tremendously hard to come by.
Yes, I used to work as the taxidermy specialist at the Heart Tree. Very familiar with very different forms of creatures that come through. Yes.
Oh, that's incredible, my good friend. So surely you must appreciate the rarity and just the beauty of a piece like this.
It's a horn, and damaged while being removed, might I say.
Make any claims to be the best butcher here, but I do what I can with the two hands that God has given me. So would you be so kind to tell 10 gold even, just to help my family out?
I'm sorry, I have no use for that.
How about some leather armor that my son wore? I hold out my Zoromir's old leather armor.
Yes, I'm sure it's killing me. I'm sure Yolnish would be happy to take that off your hands.
Could ask him.
That doesn't look like it would fit you.
I said it's for my son.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Where is your son?
He's back in our hometown. Only, see, I'm the breadwinner of the family, and I went out on a journey by myself and left them behind, hoping to bring back some sort of sustenance for them, so we can make it another week.
Yes, I'm not feeling comfortable anymore with the conversations with you. I wish you a pleasant day. King's blessing. And he just kind of shuffles off.
And Zormir, frustrated, goes and finds a back alley and changes his persona, takes the circlet off and puts it on again.
Okay. This time you're you look down at your hands and they're old and wrinkly. You see the veins coming through. You kind of reach for your hair and it's this gray white, and you have this big long nose. And your voice is a lot higher than it usually is.
I'm gonna wander the town a little bit.
Very good.
I'm gonna wander the town a little bit, get a bit of distance between from where I just was, and I'm gonna try the same pitch over again on somebody else.
Okay. For the sake of time, they're not buying it.
Dang it.
Roll up a deception with disadvantage.
Okay. Natural 20. Dang it, disadvantage. Ooh, it's still 15, so 19.
Yeah, they're not buying it.
At a 19.
Yeah, they rolled pretty high. and they're pretty suspicious of you in general.
How much time do I have left for? How
We'll
much time would that
we'll
take
say
up?
you have one more attempt because it takes a while for you to change out.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt one more time.
All right.
Same story.
Okay. Roll with your deception with disadvantage.
13.
I'm sorry.
Dang it. Okay.
It was a good go. It was a good go.
I'm just
All
gonna
right.
have to keep what I was gonna do in my back pocket then.
All right. I think that's all of you. So it is now evening time.
I'm gonna work my way back to the get some dinner.
Okay.
Going on.
Grayson, are you still sitting out there?
Oh.
What was that? You are?
Yeah.
So when you return in, I'd imagine Blaylock, are you coming down?
Yeah, I'd like to finish up with putting an infusion of spell storing on the iron ring that I acquired yesterday.
Okay.
And also transferring the infusion from my old breastplate to my new one. That is
Okay.
a half plate. That's a half plate, correct?
Whatever you guys
Remember?
bought. I don't remember.
I was
I
Grayson.
think it was.
It was half plate. Okay, that's what I thought.
Or breastplate.
You
Was
went.
it?
There was one that
So-
didn't have disadvantage on
Yeah.
it.
So breastplate was no disadvantage.
Yes.
Half plate was disadvantage.
Yes.
So breastplate.
So
It was
breastplate?
just
Okay.
the breastplate. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put it on the breastplate.
Okay.
So cool.
All right.
Yep. And then I'll head down there afterward.
As Zormir and Nemoria kind of come in, heads kind of down from lack of success. You see Grayson there. He's kind of fiddling with his whip a bit. Buthok sitting beside him, but he's just he's sitting there, but his eyes are closed. He's totally just asleep in the chair.
So Grayson, how's your project? Buthok,
Nemoria is
I
my
asleep, so I
what?
disturb you. sir.
The time is past. Hello.
Hey, Buthok.
And as he begins to talk, Zormir pops in, and you see kind of Blaylock round the corner.
Hello.
So what do we owe the honor for, Buthok? Didn't think we would see you so soon.
Because I told you he was here. And I go to take another sip.
We finished early.
And what did you find?
The story that you told is quite believable. The heart tree has returned to a peaceful state, and the forest has started budding again. And let me tell you, Master Blaylock, it's a beautiful sight to see.
Excellent. What did you find?
I just told you.
You said it was budding. I'm sure there was more to that.
I
New trees?
take that you all tire of my stories of the fungi that I observed on our travels.
Maybe a later time.
I could talk about that.
Oh.
It was quite exciting, Master Zormir. It's one of the rare fungi.
I'm gonna start looking around panically, like he's talking to me.
And you can see him kind of pointing with his hand, definitely talking with his hands. It is growing out of the side of the tree. I haven't seen in a long time. The color was magenta.
Is anybody else hungry?
Hints of
You want some food? You look hungry, Buthok.
And he looks down at his stomach like he could see something, and I could eat. Yeah, Aethelmine. Aethelmine comes over to the table. Yes, how can I help you all tonight?
Fungus.
You want some fungus? I can probably.
Buthok, fungus. Buthok is talking of fungus, and it is quite intriguing. Yes, I will have food. Just kind of like it seems like he's kind of distracted me from listening to Buthok, and I'm like, yes, food. Yes, thank you.
And a bottle of wine too, sir, please.
No problem. And he goes back into the kitchen and brings out some another round of mutton. Seems like it was probably from the day before, but still tasty. And a bottle of wine. Yeah, that'll be 1 gold piece, or two. Sorry.
I toss it on the table.
They clink across the table as he scoops it up.
Thank you, Grayson.
Do you need anything? I'll be at my bar.
Thank you, sir.
Elvish wine taken at the peak of the season. They like to take the grapes and they let them rest quite nicely. And Buthok begins
just tastes very good.
You can sleep.
Sleep? I could probably use some well-deserved sleep.
Here. The Buthok.
And he stands up from the table. I will sleep under the stars again tonight.
Are you sure you don't want to stay with a roof over your head?
I feel much better with the night air.
If you weren't so tired, I would join you and talk more of the fungi and fauna you have unearthed.
You are welcome to come, of course.
Good. I will join you.
And he starts shuffling his way out.
Here, let me get the door for you.
So Blaylock and Buthok both leave the tavern and head out for the evening.
Did Blaylock actually enjoy that?
I don't know. That was kind of weird. Yeah,
Blaylock.
maybe he's all in the fauna stuff on the trees. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just gonna drink my wine and pretend I didn't see what happened.
Blaylock has had some strange interests of late. Children.
Right?
Fungus. That staff never leaves his hands.
Yeah, he's always talking about the staff, always working on the staff.
He's got a bit of an obsession with that thing. At least his little buddy on the top of the staff. He likes me. We're gonna be good friends.
Really? Did he tell you that?
No, but he always waves at me, and he seems so happy when I'm around.
Huh. Okay.
I just hope he gets his voice soon. I want to talk to him. We're gonna have a good chat.
Grayson, I just want to say thank you for the shield. I really do appreciate this. This is love the color. I love what you put on here. I think it's really nice. It'll definitely come in handy. I appreciate it.
About that, Grayson, I think we might be paying you too much if you can just willy-nilly buy us this stuff.
I don't think you're paying me quite enough.
Well, if we aren't paying you enough, why did you buy us these luxury items?
Because it was needed.
You didn't even discuss it with us beforehand?
I did, and you all were too cheap to pay out of your own pocket.
Well, there's no way I could afford this shield with what I have.
Just saying, you want to stay living? You need better gear.
Oh, I agree with that. And that's why I'm very appreciative.
That's very thoughtful of you, Grayson.
Take it for what it is. I didn't want to die, and if you die, there's a possibility that I die. And I look at Zoramir, and if you bring up my pay again, you will be paying more.
Well, if you're going to be shelling out for armor like this, the least you could have done is make it personalized like you made Nemoria's over here. Look at Nemoria's.
Are you complaining about the gift I gave you?
Just saying, if you're going to go through that effort, you make his special, like, could have put my initials on it, that's all.
I get up and walk away to the room.
What's up with that guy?
Good job, Zoramir.
All right, so Grayson is left. Zoramir, Nemoria, what do you want to do?
Oh, I need to step out for a second and get some fresh air, Nemoria.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just going to sit here and listen to the bard.
I get up and walk out.
All right. So, Nemoria, you stay there and listen and drink into the wine, and Edelmai comes and cleans off the table. And Zoramir, you walk out into the evening. There's a couple elves there smoking some pipe weed.
How you do? Say as I walk by, and I'm gonna go walk and find a quiet corner where there isn't anybody, and put the circlet on.
Okay. So you put the circlet back on and transform into short kind of bowl cut red hair and just an inkling of a mustache underneath your nose, really pale skin and kind of just brown tunic and pants.
I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna walk back into the tavern.
Okay, Nemoria, you see this red-headed, kind of commoner-looking fellow return into the tavern.
I'm gonna find Ethelmine. He's right at the bar, right?
Yep.
Hello, good sir. I understand you're in the need of some new help here. You'd like a chef?
No. Why would I need a chef?
I furrow my eyebrow.
Furthermore, where are you from?
Well, isn't this the great village of Canterbury?
I have half a mind to call the guards.
No, that's not quite necessary.
I need to know where you came from, how you got into the Vey, and what your purpose is.
I'm gonna charge out of the door, run, dive somewhere, and take the circlet off.
Need you to make an acrobatics.
27.
Okay. As you start running, a couple of the elves that are there get up and begin chase, and they try to trip you as you're going out the door. And you dive out the door, take a roll, kind of tumbling over the folks outside smoking the pipe weed. I need you to roll a stealth with disadvantage.
Ooh. That is 18.
Okay. After a few moments, they gave chase to you, and you're running full blast away from them, looking over your shoulder. And they keep getting closer and closer. You keep running. You do take 1 point of exhaustion, and you duck behind a home there and find a small crevice, and you crawl underneath it and take the circlet off.
Oh, that was close. Oh. And I kind of hang out there for a few seconds, let my heart rate get back down. Oh, maybe this is.
Did I hear this commotion in the tavern?
Yeah, because I mean, it was. You could tell the music stopped for a bit, and people were the sound of just feet running across boards.
I run out into the tavern. And
you see Nemoria
still
sitting there.
What the fuck happened?
Well, this guy came in. He ain't from the Bay. And I'd hate to wager a guess, but I think our buddy's been playing with the circlet, and never mind, just caught him and basically was grilling him. And I think he got scared and ran. So
that's it. He can't be trusted with it.
So I don't know if he's caught or not. I was just sitting here watching this whole thing unfold like a bad day in a rainstorm.
Nemoria's just kind of kicked back, like not even caring about what's going on.
I've tried. I've tried to rein him in.
All right. This needs to be discussed.
We shouldn't have allowed him to do that. So we need to take it away from him.
Well, I think at this point boundaries need to be placed. He has been nothing but trouble since we got down here.
Well, that would have to be a group decision, but
that's what I just said.
You just said he needs to be replaced.
I didn't say he needed to be replaced. I said this needs to be discussed.
Oh, maybe I misunderstood.
His behavior since we've been down here has been disrespectful, disgraceful.
Maybe it has something to do with being down here. I mean, he's been kind of annoying.
Are you having a problem?
Not much since we've been here.
I'm not having a problem. Blaylock doesn't seem to be having a problem. None of us have gotten in trouble with the law around here.
No, good point. Good point. He's going to end up getting us in a fight sooner or later.
Yes, and the fact that I have already told you that the king is probably a...
Yeah,
he still goes around nilly-nilly doing whatever the fuck he wants. That's a problem. And if I'm the only one seeing this, then maybe I do need to leave.
No, I see it. I just kind of been hoping that things would change. Yeah, I think we need to... Yeah, it's probably best to have a discussion tonight before we go and see the king again. I don't know when Blaylock will be back. He's off with Butah for a while, so who knows?
He's out for the night.
Oh.
We're camping under the stars. We're talking about shrooms. It's great.
Smoking shrooms. Interesting. All right. So, yeah, so it's just basically us and then, Zoramir running around the bay. I'm just going to stay in here so I can stay out of trouble. I don't want any part of that. I want some wine because I'm already through my first bottle and it's still almost through my first bottle. You want the rest?
No. And I walk back into the hallway.
So you return to the room?
Hold on, I'm texting you.
What's that?
I'm texting you.
Oh, okay. Zormir, while that's going on, what do you want to do?
So after I've got my heart rate back down and I've noticed there's no patrol nearby me, I'm gonna roll out from where I've hidden and then just casually walk, attracting as little attention as possible, looking up at the stars, enjoying the night, and make my way back to the tavern.
Okay. Nemoria, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
21.
Okay. You're feeling the effects of the alcohol, but you're not inhibited by its effects. You see Zormir return as you're sitting there.
I'm gonna wave at him.
I'll wave at Nemoria and walk up. Oh, it's a beautiful night out there, Nemoria.
Sit your ass down.
Why are you being so stern?
Just sit down, please. So I'm just gonna go out on a wild guess and say that was you at the bar. And that funky looking red hair and whatnot, bowl cut, and you running out the door.
I have no idea what are you talking about, Nemoria? I was just going out for a walk.
Yeah, right. And this is a whole city of elves. How many non-elves do you see here?
I can't say I've really seen any.
4.
Yeah, us.
Yeah.
Did somebody get into the Vey?
Yeah, so number 5 was at the bar. You've already been playing with the circlet all day, so
Oh, you think it was me with the circlet? Nemoria, the circlet's back up in the bedroom.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you mind letting me look in your pouch?
No, I know what happens when you try to look in my pouch. I'm not letting you near that.
Mm-hmm. So you realize that you're gonna get us killed, right?
I mean, clearly you think that was me, but it wasn't, Nemoria. Which is kind of concerning. I wonder if the entrance to the Vey isn't very secure anymore.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I think, I don't know, I think you're not being truthful with me.
Nemoria, you're slurring your words a little bit. I think you've had a bit to drink there. Your judgment doesn't seem to be the best.
So Zormir, roll a deception, and Nemoria roll an insight.
Oh, I'm going to get you on this inside, boy. Damn.
You don't.
9. I got him. Oh, I'm sorry, 15. I got a +9 to insight.
Dang it.
So Zormir, you can tell by the way Nemoria is looking at you. He knows, or she knows, you're totally lying.
Is anybody within earshot?
There's plenty of people around.
Well, what I'm going to do is I see him being shifty, so I'm just going to use my mind link on him. So, it was you, wasn't it?
Yes. It's boring down here, Nemoria. I'm just trying to see how they would react to a different person coming in. I didn't think they would act like that. I didn't want any trouble. I just wanted to play a little practical joke. I guess they're all a little tight down here from being cooped up for so long.
I don't want to hear it. So listen. I've always tried to have your back. I've always tried to be on your side. But you know what? When another member of the group wants to see about really having that hard talk about kicking you out on your own.
Who's saying that?
Doesn't matter. You really need to calm down. You're going to get us killed. You're going to get put in jail. And all this is going to be for naught. Just need relax. I know. I'm bored too. I tell you what, I'm going stir crazy down here. But you know what? We just got to make the best of it.
Just having a little fun tomorrow. Nobody got hurt.
That you know. So then what? When somebody does get hurt, then what's your excuse going to be?
Oh, nobody was going to get hurt there. I don't do things that cause people to get hurt. You know this, Nemoria.
Well, we already know what the king is. right? So we got a lot of that rolling around. So we got a lot of things that we got to be dealing with during the next day. So please, just try to stay out of sight. Okay? For me.
I think that was a little close for comfort, I will admit, Amoria. I think
Absolutely. I almost had you before they got out the door.
I think that lessons learned from down here. These they don't know how to take a joke down here in Amoria.
No, they aren't. No, they do not. They are above. Yeah, they're pretty snooty down here.
They got a stick up, you know where.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the Bard. I mean, he just sings the same 2 songs all night, and they're not really classic. Hey, let's get going. No. Okay.
I'm not convinced he's real either.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. So just do that. Just do that for me, okay, pal? All right.
Okay. Just keep this between us, okay? Nobody else saw, right?
I don't know. We'll see. But listen, another day and a half, we'll be out of here. We'll be on our way, okay?
That's what I need to get on the road. I used to like being cooped up in one single place, but after all these journeys and seeing all the crazy land and all these encounters we've had, I'm itching to go out and get more.
I know. It's okay. All right. So let's just enjoy our wine. It's about time to, hit the hay for the night, okay? And then I'll break my mind link.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Do I notice that the mind link is broken?
Nope.
I'm gonna keep on thinking.
Okay.
Thank you, Namoria. This has been quite a journey down here. I'm kind of hungry. You hungry? You look kind of hungry. Yeah. How about we go and get another glass of wine and just toast to this, and then have a nice glass of dinner or nice bite of dinner, another glass of wine, and just hang out and sing song and dance. And I'm gonna look at Namoria like nodding, and then raise my glass up to her.
You just see a little bit of his tongue sticking out the side of his mouth, like he's thinking really hard toward you, Namoria.
Are you all right?
Did you not hear me?
Hear what?
What? I'm gonna look a little embarrassed. Just raise a glass and toast to me so I don't look still foolish.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, No, I didn't hear what you said. No, I just broke the mind link. Why? What did you say?
Important? You gotta give me some warning when you break that, Namoria. I thought I was still talking to you.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna. It's getting late. I'm gonna go up and do some prayers and have some prayer time with Ishtab.
Oh, he better not be showing up in our bed again tonight, is he?
You gotta admit that was kind of funny.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was pretty cool. How many gods have ever visited you?
Thankfully, none.
Exactly. It's all about that. It's all about the wet.
Roll my eyes. All right, let's hit the hay.
Yep. Get up and leave.
I'll roll on too.
All right. So you walk to your room. You guys just both going into the room?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. As you walk in the room, and Namoria, you kind of turn toward your bed, and Zoramir, you head toward your bed. You feel a pull, Zoramir, on your side, and you see Grayson standing there with your pack.
Before I realize who it is, I'm reaching for my rapier, getting ready to draw.
You spin around with your hand, the rapier halfway out, and you see Grayson standing there holding the pack, just staring at you.
What are you doing, Grayson?
Take the pack and I turn it upside down and dump everything on the floor.
Residues of old meat and stuff just... And you see the circlet drop and kind of roll across the floor.
Would he have been able to get it off of me that easily?
Yeah. Yes. You never said how it's attached, so I imagine it's just kind of there at your side.
I was imagining like a backpack with a couple loops around it.
That's not what I had in mind, but we can go through that offline.
All right. I'm gonna immediately start scooping up my stuff. What is with you and dropping all of my stuff on the ground?
Go for the circlet.
That was one of the first things I would have grabbed before.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was going for. So
I'll say competing acrobatics because it's rolling across the floor.
Is it coming towards me?
No, you're on the other side of the room.
Okay.
You hear the commotion, but you're not sure what's going on.
25.
What is your acrobatics bonus? 21.
My acrobatics is +9.
That's plus 13.
So Grayson just dive. You both dive at it at the same time, and as you're in the air, you're kind of hitting each other with the other hand as you reach forward, and he grabs a hold of the circlet and kind of rolls over to the back side of the room. Nemoria, it just startles you because there's all this commotion.
And I'm
It
just
is obvious that you cannot control yourself. Your
Give me that
basic
back. That is
instincts-
not yours.
It's not yours anymore either.
Who says you get to demand what this group does?
When you are doing things that put my life in jeopardy, I can say whatever the fuck I want to.
What put your life in jeopardy?
Really?
Absolutely nothing. That's what.
Really? You think that by disguising yourself, roaming around this city, telling the guards to do whatever the fuck they want to.
Was I telling the guards to do whatever they wanted to?
Let's see, you were climbing their tree, telling them to go fuck off, basically.
I was climbing the tree. Trying to understand why they didn't want me to climb the tree. I did stop.
You
climbing.
have been in trouble since we've gotten here.
They have weird rules down here. I'm just acting how I normally
It's
would.
still rules.
I don't know the rules until I break them, and then what am I supposed to do?
Nemoria?
remember what I said, Zormir? You've put our life in danger a couple times down here. You know what we're up against in the next couple days.
I've done nothing but a couple harmless pranks. Doesn't put anybody's life in danger.
So listen. Why don't we do this? Let's take the circlet back. Let's give it back to Blaylock until we get out of here. Okay?
And then I get the circlet back.
That'll be
No.
between Blaylock and you. Okay? But I think for right now, in the best interest of the party, not just you, but the party, we need to give this back to Blaylock. And then we'll talk about it after we leave this place and get out of here. I mean, Mike, you got all your meat back, if that's what you want to call that.
I don't even know what was all in the bag other than that.
It's a lot of stuff. There's a couple teeth, some shriveled paws. There's things.
Yeah. So let's just do that for us, okay? It's for the group. All right, nothing against you, but we gotta stick together. We gotta keep ourselves safe.
It
We
is
have more
against him.
pressure.
You make dumb decisions, you get treated like an infant.
I'm just trying to have a little bit of entertainment down here. Been kind of cooped up for a little bit.
Understand that, but you need to understand where your place is.
Yeah, you need to understand where your place is too. You aren't an original member of this group. Can't just be bossing us around. You have to remember that.
I have more experience with royalty. I have more experience with the undead. At this point, listen to me or get the fuck out.
Are we dealing with the undead right now?
What did I tell you that the king was?
Technically.
Is a vampire undead?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, you didn't know that. Listen to people that do. Again, we are outnumbered and guests in this place. Buthok gave his word that we would behave. You have done nothing but disrespect everybody since we've been here.
So just showing up.
I may be an alcoholic and a drunk and a bum, but at least I know what to do and how to act.
Showing up as a different person. Who would have thought that would have been so offensive to these people?
They are scared. They were run from their home by the undead and demonic.
I was neither undead nor
Maybe
demonic.
the wrong brother died in that fucking tree. And I walk out.
He walks out and slams the door behind him. And as the silence is there, you hear his door open and slam behind him. You stand there staring at Nemoria awkwardly.
I don't like this guy.
I understand. He
I want
has
that circle
some.
back, Nemoria.
Huh?
I want that circle back, Nemoria.
No, I said, let's wait till we get out of here. Okay? I think you can have fun with it outside of the bay. But right now, you just can't control yourself. So it's too much of a temptation. Kind of like a coin purse that when you see it. Just sleep on it. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. And can you wipe up the floor with your greasy meat mess? It's disgusting looking.
I'll scoop my meat back into my bag, but not make any attempt to clean it.
Okay. So everything with it, you just kind of scoop it in. And then both of you are headed to sleep.
Yeah.
Zoramir nestles down into his bed, holding his backpack with both arms so nobody takes it in the night. Nemoria sets some prayers up. Blaylock, I see he cast invisibility on himself.
Uthak, what do you think about the reintroduction of the fauna into the Dead Spokes?
It's a great thing to see the creatures return to the forest. Is there anything specific you want to talk to Buthok about as you lay under the stars?
Nope, we're just staring at the stars.
Okay. So you stare at the stars, you talk for a while. And the night passes. Into the next morning, and Buthok wakes you up. Come, Master Blaylock. It's time to address the king.
This was a most enjoyable affair.
I agree.
I'm glad you invited me.
It's been a long time since I've talked under the stars with another fan of nature.
So much wisdom in that turtle head of yours. I'd be foolish not to join you.
Let us go. Nemoria and Zoramir, you wake up. What do you want to do?
I'm going to look in my bag and check to see if the circle is there, whether or not I dreamed that.
No, everything is still there, but the circlet is not there.
I'm just immediately in a PO'd mood.
Okay.
Well, good morning, Zoramir. Did you sleep well last night?
I want my circle back.
I know. We'll talk about that later. Once we leave, I promise we will talk about it.
I want my circle back.
I know. You mentioned that. hey, the king ain't won us yet. I mean, you want to go with me into the city and see if I can get some more followers for Ishtab?
Why are we letting this guy bully us around, Nemoria?
He knows a lot, buddy. He really does. Yeah, he's a prick at times, but he does make a lot of sense at times too. I have to admit he knows some thing or two, and he's kept us out of trouble a couple of times too. So, we'll get it taken care of. Okay, buddy. Just I give you my word. We'll talk about it. All right, as soon as we get out of here. Okay.
I just leave the room and walk down to the tavern and just sit at a table brooding.
Okay. Nemoria, you going with him?
No, I think I'm going to let him go on his own.
Okay, you're just gonna stay in your room?
I'm gonna go outside and walk around, and if I got time, I'm gonna see if I can find some more people to witness to.
Okay. As you step outside, you see Blaylock and Buthok kind of walking down the way as you kind of look around. Buthok puts up a hand waving.
Hey, Buthok.
And of course he's quite a bit out, so it takes him a while, and they get to you. Good morning, Miss Nemoria.
So, did you guys enjoy your camp out under the stars?
It was quite a pleasant experience under the stars, yes. Good conversation.
Well, good. Well, good to hear.
Very good. You missed out, Nemoria.
Yeah, and you missed out too, Blaylock.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Can't be in two places at once.
Yeah, probably kind of wish you would have been here last night. So.
Well, what is on the docket today? Do you know what time?
Well, nobody's contacted us yet.
Kelthalish said when you all stir in the morning that you just come to the tree.
Oh.
Nemoria, let's gather everybody and head that way.
Yeah, let's do it.
Growing rather restless of sitting idle, playing with my staff.
Yeah. And then while we're walking back to the tavern to get Zoramir, I'm just gonna mind link with Blaylock and just tell him, say, hey, Zoramir's in a bad mood. I'll tell you all about it later. So just kind of be gentle with him.
Okay. So you go in and see Zoramir there, sitting at a table with a grumpy look on his face.
Well, you seem in poor spirits.
I don't know about that Grayson guy.
He has a certain way about him.
He took my circlet from me.
Oh, well, that was fast. I would have thought at least 2 days before you had it removed from you.
Why do you think it would have gotten taken away from me?
Boromir, you have a propensity for getting into mischievous actions. What did you do?
I wasn't
Did
even
you
doing anything
steal
that...
something from the innkeeper again?
No, I didn't steal anything from the innkeeper ever.
Did you slaughter another pillowcase?
I did nothing
Make
bad,
or tomato
dangerous,
images?
or harmful, Blaylock. All I did... Look around, see if anybody's listening.
Did you threaten to, or did you actually try and steal from the local alchemist like you plotted?
Is anybody listening to us?
No, it's pretty empty in there this morning.
No, I didn't even try that. I told...
Did you climb a tree where guards were clearly telling you not to?
I did that once, but they only told me not to do it after I was up the tree. I didn't know they didn't want me climbing the tree, Blaylock.
I'm just inquiring about actions that have been taken previously. That's curious if you have repeated those or if you found some new adventure.
I haven't done many of those things before.
Hmm.
Anyway, it was simple. I put on the circlet,
Mm-hmm.
walked into the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
They got very upset. I panicked and I ran.
Mm.
It's no big deal, right?
So, you ran.
I probably shouldn't have ran.
I mean, what did you look like?
I don't even know. I didn't look in a mirror. I just put it on.
Do you see many other people around here that are of a unique image or
No.
description?
I thought it'd be a fun little prank if a random person just walked in. They'd be like, "Oh, who is this foreigner?" They didn't take it like that.
Maybe in better times. I understand your where your heart was at. A good laugh always seems to ease things.
Just trying to lighten the mood down here. Things seem
It is
seem
dour.
extra very heavy. I don't like that, Blaylock.
Well, soon we will make our way out of here. The purpose of the circlet was to help you in any of your endeavors that may benefit the party. Just wanted to make that clear, that you have a particular set of skills that is very likely to get yourself and all of us into trouble, but it can be of an extreme benefit. Information, the acquisition of items that we would not normally be able to get.
If you can get that circlet back to me, Blaylock, I promise I will not use it for harm.
Just do what you think is best without angering the Grayson.
Everything I do angers him.
He too has a particular set of skills.
Yeah, those skills are apparently bullying Zoromir.
And keeping us safe.
Guess. You're always such great wisdom, Blaylock. Feel better after talking to you.
Well, I hope I was of some benefit. Well, I think we have a king to meet, and something else to keep in mind. Grayson is torn on this issue of the king.
Well, if we're gonna succeed in getting them to return back to the forests, should we even prod around and cause potentially more destruction by trying to figure out the history of this king?
I'm not sure what our next steps are. I don't believe we have a good lead on the shard that was we believed to be here.
How do we know that Grayson doesn't have some ulterior motive here either? Correct me if I'm wrong, he's the only one who suspects this king is a vampire, right? Even Buthok doesn't think he is.
Well, I'm not sure what everyone's motives are, other than what they disclose to me, and how their actions make themselves known.
Does Grayson seem suspicious? I don't know what you guys are doing at night in your room by yourselves. Does he seem odd?
If Grayson is not suspicious, he is asleep.
That's about what I figured.
Well, let's. I will go get Grayson.
Yeah, better you than me. I might not come back from that alive.
Okay.
I think there's just a personality conflict here. People of that particular personality, of a Grayson or a Scar or a King, they doesn't settle well with someone as free-spirited as you.
They don't like fun, is what you're saying.
It could be. Sticks in the mud is what I used to call them. So I'll be back.
I'll wait here.
I'm gonna make my way up to the room.
Okay. You walk into your room and no one else is in there.
That's interesting. No sign of anything?
No?
Okay. I'll make my way back down.
Okay.
Grayson is not in his room. He is gone.
Well, I heard the door slam last night when we went to bed.
Maybe he's
I
gone.
haven't seen-
I'm not sure. Apparently, this issue that transpired yesterday evening was larger than I had thought. It's like herding cats with you.
Buthok says, "We should head that way and not keep the Broken King waiting."
Very true. Our inner strife within the party is not something that should be present in front of the king.
Shall we?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, we shall.
So you all head that direction, and right before you get to the steps leading up to the main door, you see Grayson there kind of pacing back and forth.
I'll smile. I'll put on a big smile. Ah, Grayson, I'm glad you could join us.
I'm just greatly disturbed.
This is an interesting situation we have here. Well, Buthok, would you care to lead us in?
Come with me. And begins leading up the stairway there. Oh, that is really loud.
It's very loud.
I thought that was Zoramir. I was like, good dude.
Oh,
And then I saw his mouth wasn't moving. I was like, oh, okay, is that Zoramir?
There we go. Yeah, that one took me off guard a bit. So you ascend up the large stairway toward the gate. The guards open the gate, letting you through, and you begin ascending the large stairway up to where the Broken King sits again. As you get close, you see a smile on his face, which is different than the last time you were there. And his children stand to his sides. You come up and line up as you did before in front of him, and he nods at you. And you see Buthok give a bow to him.
I'll follow suit, but not going any lower or higher than how Buthok has lowered himself.
Okay.
I do the same.
He nods at both of you.
I'll just nod my head.
He nods at you, and then he looks at Zormir being the last one.
I'll nod as well.
He nods and smiles. Kelthalis reports that the heart tree is indeed free of the curse, and that he found the remnants of Priosh's work in the below. For that, I must thank you. Knowing his betrayal has now been met with retribution lightens my heart.
I am pleased that you have the proof you need to make decisions to move beyond this turmoil that has happened to your people.
Yes. Lucidia also tells me, if Buthok has taken a breath from also telling you, that the forest seems to be coming back to life. After all these years, the curse upon these lands have lifted, and the Feynamar will be alive again.
So is that good enough for you to journey back?
And he kind of sighs for a bit. There is more. From what you have told me, it seems a great evil is besetting this land once again. This is something I cannot allow to happen. I've seen what rampant destruction this land suffered under the claws of hatred and evil. And you see him reach back behind him, and he pulls out a small box adorned with various emeralds and white gold. And he hands it to Lucidia. She takes it as if in a ceremony and walks in front of Grayson. And without breaking eye contact with Grayson, she kneels down, sets the box in front of him. As she backs away, her hand brushes the top of the lid, opening the lid, revealing the grip of a lost, broken blade.
So you did have it.
I might not have been entirely truthful of the location of this piece that was entrusted to my people, but I had to know if your story was true. It is yours now. As I believe you are all
Appreciate
true of heart.
the honesty.
I'll glance over at Grayson when he says that.
And the king looks, I always appreciate honesty and transparency. He turns toward Kelthalis. Kelthalis, I also wish to bestow upon these brave souls that each be given a Tau Sahan to aid them in their travels. He turns and looks at you. You will find no better in all the lands. Protect them. And A moment. As he tells you this, Lucidia looks at the king. My king, you are no longer broken. And you know our people can now return to our home. It's safe. Let us return. You see the king's face sour, turning into a scowl. You know this is not something I can allow. I will not risk the lives of my people to any remnant of evil that may be hiding in that place. But my king, you must silence! And you just hear that word echo throughout the chamber, bouncing off of every wall. I will hear no more of this from you.
And maybe you should hear it from me, Your Eminency.
His eye peeks up.
You know of my heritage. You know my family.
I've known the Harkers for quite some time, yes.
Then you know that we cannot let evil win. Hiding away, not doing anything, only lets the darkness spread. Some of your people here enjoy your protection, that you have saved them. But you have been here too long. They grow tired of being underground. You have heard it from your own family that the forest is returning to its first and healthy state. Your homeland, your tree, has now begun to spread light. This is no longer the dead spokes. This is your home. What reason would you stay in this tomb?
We must protect our people. And he stares at you.
Your people are safe. You cannot stay hidden for another 100 years.
And you see...
You walk around this island, and people think the elves are dead. That they no longer exist.
You see Kelthalis and Lucidia, their feet shift slightly, and you see them just kind of looking at you and looking at all of you, and their hand just slowly rests on the hilt of their blade as they watch this conversation. He leans...
You will not listen to your family. Listen to your people. I do not mean to disrespect you in any way. You have done so much with what has happened. But there is a change now. You, of all people, should realize to take advantage of this.
He leans forward toward you. I feel you hide something. What poison has been dumped in your ear, Master Harker?
You speak of honesty. I have heard of something that I have been struggling with for the last 2 days.
speak.
Well, you know my family. You know what we do.
Yes.
And I have heard that you are no longer among the living.
I'm on mind link with him. Grayson, do you think this is the place and time?
He speaks of honesty.
You know what you're doing. All right.
And a silence settles on the room to the point everyone feels awkward. And he looks you with a dead stare. Where did you hear such a tale?
Does it matter?
He sits.
I heard it here. So it has gone not only to my ears, but other people have thought about this. Your people.
He sits back. I do not know how this came to be a rumor in your ear, but I will not slight such people that have done such good for my people. Your accusation is true. I am cursed with the bloodlust. It is the price I must pay for my ignorance. And staying here is the price my people must pay for my lack of foresight. I
So
could
you have
never...
done all of this. Oh, sorry. Oh.
It's fine. I can never return to the heart tree. If my bloodlust were to wander, my people would be at a great risk. I will not risk my lives for my desires again.
I hear you, and I understand where you're coming from. I have not seen any evil from you. You have 2 children that are able-bodied. If you must stay here, then why not choose one of them to go back to the tree? The people that want to stay here, stay here. Your people that want to go back to their home, go back to their home under your children's leadership. 2 kingdoms, 1 forest.
I understand what you're saying, Master Harker. But... And he stares at you deeply in the eyes. You know as well as I do, the evil in my soul cannot be allowed to thrive in light of all the good that has been done. And he takes a long breath, pauses. Kelthalis runs to his side. You will lead my people back to the heart tree as the awoken king. Kelthalis looks at him. No, Father. There has to be a way. This can't be. And the king raises his hand to silence him. I knew at some point, this day would come, and I would rather my memory live as the broken king who saved the remnants of his people than a king of madness who brought evil unto the Feynmar. The king lifts up slightly, reaches behind his back, and removes a long rectangular box emblazoned with gold filigree of leaves and vines. He sets the box on his lap, slowly opens the lid. Inside you see a red velvet lining. The inside, and as he reaches inside, he removes a long, sharpened wooden spike, intricately carved and painted. I made this in my time alone. And his voice kind of trails off as in deep thought. I cannot ask my children to suffer and perform the task you know needs to happen. If one of you would go with me as my final task, my final order as the broken king, I would be grateful. I want my children to remember that I was willing to sacrifice everything for the good of my people, as a good king would. And he looks to Kelthalis. My son, you will be a good king. Remember me fondly and the things I have taught you. He turns to Lucidia. My daughter, you remind me of your mother, as you inherited her thirst for life and adventure. Protect your brother. Help him rule. Help him to not fall like I have. As Kelthalis begins to object, again, the Broken King raises his hand to silence him. This must happen, my king. And he nods toward Kelthalis. You see Lucidia wiping tears from her eyes as she nods in silence. The Broken King reaches a hand out to the party, shaking. Which one of you will do me the honor of this task?
It is my family's sworn oath. But I promise you this. Your death will not be dishonored.
He nods at you, slowly raises up from his chair. Lucidia reaches out for his hand, and he gives her a look as he holds her hand for just a moment and lets her hand slip away. He turns toward Kelthalis and takes his face in his hand and leans in and kisses him softly on the cheek. Rule well, my son. Dalamir removes his crown and places it on Kelthalis' head. Lucidia moves closer to Kelthalis as Dalamir, the Broken King, takes Grayson by the hand and proceeds to the back of the High Court. You proceed through a hidden wall, veiled by magic, into a small circular room. Censers of incense burn in 4 places around the room, filling the room with the sweet smells of earth, blood, and forest air. In the center of the room rests a table crafted from the tree itself. It's as if the tree itself bore branches up just to hold a person. The room glows with a faint green hue as Dalamir slowly approaches and lies down, looking toward a large knot of wood in the ceiling. I built this place in secret, knowing that one day would come. Please, take this from me. And he hands you the ornate stake that he carried in his hand. Please, let me end my reign in silence, as the peace of the forest takes me. As tears fill his eyes, he utters a gentle incantation, and the knot on the ceiling begins bending and twisting, shifting and spinning, and opens wider and wider. And you can hear the branches cracking and twisting as light starts flooding in from the sun above and filling the room, encompassing Dalamir in his entirety. Dalamir winces in pain as the sun begins searing his flesh. I will pass, knowing I smelled the air from my ancestors' forest. One last time. And he turns his head to Grayson, and with a fading breath, as his skin sears and sizzles, he nods while looking at the stake. You approach and raise the stake high into the air. The shadow of the stake.
Oh.
What?
I'm going to say something.
Okay. Go ahead. As you hold the stake into the air, and the shadow from your arm and the stake is cast from the light above you.
May you go peacefully to your ancestors, and they have open arms for you. Right into the heart.
You bring, as you stare into his eyes, you see a small faint smile cross his face. As you bear the stake down into his chest, you feel it pierce through into the wooden chair below Dalamir. The light fades from his eyes as the sun burns his flesh to ash. The smell of the incense mixed with burning flesh fills your nose as you are the last to bear witness to Dalamir the Broken King. You return from the room and see the party standing together, silent contemplation. Lucidia drops to her knees, embracing her brother in tears. She stands up as you approach closer and runs to you, throws her arms around you. Has he passed on?
He has.
She embraces you firmly. A sweet, familiar perfume fills your ears from her. She gives you a soft kiss on the neck. Thank you. Thank
Your father
you.
is in a better place and is no longer in pain.
Kelthalis.
And though I...
Go ahead.
Sorry.
He nods at you. Go ahead.
And though this is a much different way than what my family has ever done, I hope that he is in a better place. That your ancestors greet him and do not turn around due to mistakes made. And I hold up the stake. This may not be a good remembrance, but at least this is a sign that he knew that this day would have to come.
She takes the stake and again embraces you and whispers into your ear, "Thank you." As she tucks the stake into her belt. Kelthalis, choking back tears. We will have time to mourn, but it is not now. We must tell our people that our king has passed. We must mourn together in our way. You notice he's very stiff and dry, not the jovial sort he's been. Our people will never know the true reason for his passing. Looking at you all. Agreed?
I think that is fair.
Agreed.
Good.
Sister? Agreed? And Lucidia turns from Grayson, letting loose. Yes. Agreed. And they turn, and all of you begin walking out together. Kelthalis shouts out and summons a guard and tells them to inform the people that there will be an announcement to gather at the fountain where the great tree is. The guard rushes forward, grabbing others, and moves to gather the people. Kelthalis steps in front of the group for a moment, stops you all. What's done is done, and we must deal with that as we must. Sister, it seems you will get your way. We will move our people home. Lucidia embraces Kelthalis, thanking him. Kelthalis just stands there like stone, not returning the affection. Sister, tell me I'll be as good as he was. She stops and looks him in the eyes. My brother, you will be everything you need to be. And that is all we can ask. She places a hand on his back and nears his ear. Be strong, my king. Your people await. A guard comes forward and motions to the party to follow them as they lead you outside. You see a throng of elves beginning to gather around the fountain. You join and stand next to all of them. Kelthalis steps down to a landing on the stairs in front of the people as Lucidia walks by his side about half a pace back. He looks toward the people. My people, he chokes back some tears. It is with great sadness that I must say, our great king has passed. A murmur floods over the crowd. Some begin to cry. Others act surprised and wonder how. You hear all sorts from where you stand in the crowd. In his final moments, his sickness has taken him. But he told me he had but one wish for his people before his spirit enters the forest forever. It was to lead his people home. The sad murmurs from the people spin to confusion and distress. As Kelthalis raises a hand to quiet them and turns the hand to all of you. These guests of ours have freed our home of the evil within and given us our forest back. A new heart beats within the roots of the forest. And I, Kelthalis Swiftleaf, the awoken king, will lead our people back to the Heart Tree to rebuild what is ours. The murmurs quiet for a moment before bursting into cheers. Elves around the party are shedding tears of sadness for their lost king and tears of joy for the news of returning to their home once again to rebuild. They begin patting and surrounding all of you, cheering for your great deed. Grayson, give me a perception check.
$26.
You look up from the crowd and see Lucidia. She looks toward you and gives you a smile, wiping a tear from her eyes, and nods at you. Kelthalis once again silences the crowd, and with a hand, tonight we will celebrate the memory of our king in our way, and revel in the hope of reclaiming our home. And excitedly, the people begin moving about, getting things ready for what seems to be a large festival of some sort, a celebration of life for the loss of the broken king. As Kelthalis and Lucidia descend in front of all of you, he looks at you. I thank you for what you have done here. It will take time. We will rebuild. Lucidia will take you to the Tal Sahin when you like. But we'd love for you to at least stay tonight. Talk to our people. Hear the great deeds of the broken king. Enjoy the festivities. Lucidia walks up to Grayson. Please stay. Just for the night. What was that?
I just... I tell her I will.
She smiles. All of you, please stay.
Of course.
Suppose what's one more night?
We've nowhere else to go.
So, over the next bit of time, you sit and talk with Kelthalis and Lucidia for a while about all that's transpired. The people begin setting up hurriedly and get tables set up and ribbons, and you start hearing music being played. As dancing begins, and you hear the happiness from the people sharing drinks, remembering the great deeds of the broken king. You disperse into the crowds. Out of nowhere, a bunch of children come running up with ribbons, and they begin encircling Blaylock around and around and around, covering him with different color ribbons and decorations, and until they all get really close to him and run into him, and they fall down along the ground laughing hysterically.
Wonderful. And then I'll fall over, but not on the children, because they've wrapped me up in a ribbon.
Sure have a way with children, Blaylock.
And then I'll spot the doll, and then I'll begin to cast a tiny servant on it. Here, place that right here. Here, play with it the evening.
And it comes to life, and it starts dancing there, and the kids just love it. Zoramir, you feel a tap on your shoulder, and when you turn around, you see an elven woman with kind of a brownish black hair with one blue stripe that runs down it. Very pretty and a bit shorter than most of the elves you've seen. And she bows to you. Excuse me, may I have this dance?
For you? Yes, absolutely.
And she grabs you, all but lifting you off your feet as she spins you around, laughing. And Nemoria, you feel a hand on your back as you turn and see this fine-looking gentleman with red hair look at you. Excuse me, hero. I mean, heroine. I just
Put
wonder
a finger to his wood. Yes.
And he smiles and grabs you, and you swing out and begin dancing and celebrating. And Grayson, you sit and watch for a moment as these people that cause you so much frustration now it's just a bit of joy in the sadness, making everything else fade away before you feel a gentle hand on your neck. You turn to see Lucidia standing beside you, not making eye contact. She looks out over the festivities. They really are a bunch, aren't they? I can't hear you.
You have no idea.
Hang on to them. Keep them safe and don't let them drive you too crazy.
I know I'm a hard person, but you, of all people, know what I've dealt with, what my family has dealt with.
She smiles. I must ask, Master Harker, as she leans into you with a devilish smile, shall we dance?
I lean in a little closer. I whisper, I'd never thought you'd ask.
She laughs, throws her head back and laughs, takes hold of you as you whip out onto the dance floor, and you see everyone clapping and having a good time. And over the next few hours into the evening, you enjoy the festivities as the people tell you of the great days of the Heart Tree and the Feynamar, and of the good king, the broken king, who brought them all such happiness amidst the darkness. At one point you look over and you see Buthok, and the children have him completely wrapped in ribbons, and they have things hanging off of him, and you actually see him drinking some ale, and his eyes are just kind of separately spinning, looking at different things. And you just hear him every now and then. It's an odd sound hearing a turtle laugh, especially one of his age. And you celebrate into the evening. The next morning comes. And oh, did I miss one? Dang it. 1 second. Perfect. You wake up from the festivities make your way out front, where Lucidia waits for you. Groggy from the night's festivities, as you all celebrated in your own way, assuming nothing. She looks at all of you. I'm guessing that you'll all be on your way now. As she looks at Grayson with a sly smile.
Well, we have come for what we sought out. We have done what we can to get you back into your home.
You have. None of you have to leave. None of you. Welcome here. You're welcome to stay. Move back with us. But in my heart, I feel something calls to you with a greater purpose. Shall
Some
I?
of us still have family missing out there.
Shall I take you to the Talsahen?
Yes.
And she leads the adventurers outside of the tree. As you just get outside the tree, seeing daylight again, having been in this artificial light for so long, Buthok looks at all of you. My friends, it is from here we must part ways.
You have much to do in helping to bring them from underground back to their forest. You who have persevered above ground have much to teach them of the past. Was it 100 years, DM?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Then from much to teach them about the time you've been above ground while they were below.
And he looks at you. Master Blaylock, it has been quite a pleasure.
It has, and though I am sad to see you go, I am happy for you and the elves. Take care, Blaylock, or Buthok.
He nods at all of you, puts a hand on all of your shoulders. Together, that is how you succeed. As one. If you find yourself in the Feynamar again, you look up old Buthok.
Speaking of Buthok, your compass. Would you like that back for any future adventures that may come through here? Or may I keep it as a token of remembrance? And should our paths come near the forest again, I can find you with these and we can reconnect.
He sets a heavy hand on your shoulder, and you keep it, Master Zormir. When you need old Buthok, you come find me.
Thank you, Buthok. You have been a kind and gentle leader through this.
hope we can see you again. I kind of bow and take a step back.
He takes his staff, and you just hear him trundle off into the woods. And every now and then you hear him say, "Oh, why, look at that." And Lucidia takes you, and you walk a little further out in the forest, and she raises her hand to her mouth and lets out an odd yelp. And 4 massive elk-like creatures become just tromping through the forest, running up to her. They get up to her, and you see them snort a bit as she touches one on the nose. She, not looking at any of you while she rubs the nose of this great beast, she says, "No greater honor can be bestowed upon an outsider as becoming one with the Tau Sahin."
Ah, this is the Tau Sahin.
The elk-like creatures have a gray-white fur that hangs down from their muscular bodies. A large, majestic set of antlers rest on top of their head, while their green-white eyes stare down at all of you, even Blaylock. A leather saddle rests on all of their backs with pouches on the side. Lucidia turns. Each of these Tau Sahin can form a bond with their rider. And once that bond is made, there is no more loyal creature that exists in the world. But care for them. Be safe in their travels. This is not a gift that's given lightly. You will come upon those that have questions about these creatures. And she leads one over to Blaylock and hands Blaylock the reins.
I'll take him.
Care for him, Master Blaylock. He is a great beast.
Yes, he is. Thank you.
She walks over and grabs another that's just a hair smaller than the others and brings it over to Zoramir. Zoramir, you're looking up at this thing, wondering how you even get up there.
Wide-eyed looking up. I don't mean to be rude, but how am I supposed to mount this majestic creature? Does it look wide-eyed up?
Like Legolas on an elephant.
And she takes the saddle, the stirrup, and she kind of lifts it up and unhooks something and pulls it down, and it goes down quite a bit further, and you can see almost little cutouts where you can get your feet all the way up. You are not the smallest that have ridden a Tau Sahin.
Hear that, everybody? I excitedly thank her and rush forward to it and start climbing up.
You climb up, and it kind of shakes a bit, and you steady yourself like, well, you're way up in the air for you. And you're kind of looking around, but a devious grin crosses your face as she turns and grabs another, takes it over to Nemoria. Mistress Nemoria, guard him well.
I will. She's beautiful. Can we name them? Or do they have their own names?
When you bond with the creature, they will take a name.
I am honored. I am very honored that you would bestow these gifts on us. You and your people have treated us very, very well. And I appreciate that, everything that you've done for us.
We appreciate everything that you've done. And for those of you with your character sheets open, if you go to Extra, go to the drop down and go to Mount, and on the filter, type in TAL, you'll see TAL-SEHAN, the Tal Sahin, and you can add that to your character sheet.
Yeah, I was trying to go through D&D Beyond. I was like, how do I spell that again?
Exactly.
Extra.
Ex-
CA.
Just type TAL, it should be the third one down. And then you'll be able from there to click on it and see the picture and the stats and everything about it. Lucidia takes the last one and walks it over to Grayson and looks into his eyes. Master Harker, with a smile on her face. Will you ever return?
I will be where evil is. But yes, hopefully I will make my way back this way again. As I do have reason to be here.
And she takes a hand and lightly brushes it down your cheek. And thrusts herself forward, embracing you in a passionate kiss. The rest of you see her just take him in.
Good admirer.
As she kisses you, you again smell very sweet perfume. She pulls away, looks at you sheepishly. Where will you all go now?
I will go where they need me to go.
You are more than that to us, Grayson.
That you are.
We will head towards, what was that, Castle something or other?
Oh, we've been here for a long time. I forgot.
Yeah, it's Castle.
Rob.
Oh, there it is. We
Yeah, we go
will
into-
head to Beaconsfjord.
I was gonna say, we weren't heading to the castle just yet.
Yeah, not that castle. No, Beaconsfjord.
To the dwarves, then.
Dwarven City.
Yes.
I'm sure they will welcome you with open arms.
Shall we tell them of the good fortune that has entered back into Feynamar?
Please. And when you speak of this place, correct those that would call it the Dead Spokes. We are the Dead Spokes no longer. We are the Feynamar. And we are the elves of Feynamar, whom live in the Heart Tree again, serving the Awoken King.
It will be so. We will spread it across the continent.
She takes Grayson's hand just for a moment, looks him in the eye. You see tears fill in her eyes. She slowly steps away, letting her hand slide out of his. Be well. May the wind be with you. May the leaves guide your journey. And she
And
steps
you,
she steps back to watch you all
you know
leave.
how to reach me. As I get on the mount, you know how to reach me. If you need help with something, or something evil returns.
And you me. As she smiles at you, takes a step back, and you all feel a rush of wind as the Tausahen leap forward. Zoramir, you're grabbing at everything to grab on. And you start, you can't but help yourself. You try to hold back a laughter as you belt through the forest, as this leaps over fallen trees, and you're moving faster than you've ever moved before. As the four of you thunder off out of the Feynamar toward your next adventure. And that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, thank you all for stopping by. We had a lot of fun to finally close out this chapter. I'm kind of sad. I had a lot of fun with this one. But
let me say this, Chris, you done a fantastic job. I mean, storytelling.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
kudos, man. That was good.
Thank you, sir.
I got to roll dice today.
More dice rolling coming up.
Oh, man.
But thank you all for stopping by. It was a great night. We look forward to seeing you next week. Stay safe, and we'll see you for the Christmas week stream next week.
Yeah.
Can't believe that's next week.
I know. If you haven't done your Christmas shopping, you should do that.
I haven't.
Amazon.
All right. Take